Chant. Life is a time pass, क्या फर्क पड़ता है, कोई दिक्कत नहीं, पता नहीं, जो थारी राय सो मारी राय, nothing to do, nowhere to go, देखो सुनो मत बोलो, whenever whatever you are, be 100% कर्नाटक, किसी को आओ मत कहो, किसी को जाओ मत कहो, ना कुछ पाना ना कुछ खोना, who asked you live at zero complaint level, मौज में रहो, be happy. श्री कृष्णा श्री कृष्णा श्री कृष्णा श्री कृष्णा. गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः, गुरु साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म, तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः, तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. There was the education minister in Bihar who had never been able to cross 9th standard. So, because he is a minister, he heard that if you do PhD, you get a good job and lot of money. So, he went to the university and told the concerned people, admit my son to PhD. So, because minister has come, so show his papers. He was 7th standard. He has to complete high school, graduation, post graduation, then only. No, कोई जरूरत नहीं. Because I want my son to get doctorate. So, like doctorate is not for any Tom, Dick and Harry. Vedanta is also not for any Tom, Dick and Harry. See, friends, those who have got worries and problems, Swamiji, my son doesn't want to get married, please tell him. If I had to tell him, I say, don't get married. See, friends, the one is naturally attracted towards Vedanta. It is said in Avadhuta Gita, Ishvaranugrahate va pumsam advaita vasana mahadbhaya paritranad viprāṇām upajāyate. This happens only to Vipra. Viprāṇām upajāyate. So who is a Vipra? Manusmriti tells, Janmana jayate shudraha, samskara dvija uchyate, vedabhyasi bhaved vipraha, brahma janati brahmanaha. 4 stages. By birth we are all Shudra. Shudra means what? They know only one language. Like the child, what is the language? If the child is hungry, if the child is not getting sleep, only one language. Therefore, those who only cry and complain in life, they are Shudra. And they belong to the category of government servants. All government servants are Shudra. Because what is the highest that a government servant can think of? 30 days holiday and 30 pay days. Beyond that, you can't go. See? So, for such people, there is no point in wasting time in Vedanta. They should take the jhadu and clean the society. Then samskara dvija uchyate. When the child is growing, he is told how to behave in a society, how to interact in the society, how to take food. See? Not like the animals. Samskar, how to talk to elders, how to sit in satsanga. For the first time when I went to US many years before, and they told me, Swamiji, you talk to the teenagers. They're all right. And they were presenting themselves. I was sitting in a chair in the Bhujangasana. I said, come on, yaar, you are here to learn something. Sit properly. No, in the school also I do like this only. So what can you talk to such people? Samskar is a cultured behavior in a society. See? Samskara dvija uchyate. You know, samskara are required everywhere. How you sit, how you walk, how you talk, how you dress, everything. One thing I learned from one military person. I was having children's camp, and after that, on the last day, we had some guest, a military personnel came. Some like a brigadier or like that, retired one, he came. So I said, sir, please address our students, children. They will be very happy. And this is what he told, which I still remember. He said, you have seen your Swami? Oh, yes. You see how he is dressed? Then he said, what you have learned from that? So they are quiet. He said, okay, I'll tell you. How you dress and how you address tells the quality of your life. How important it is. Half shaved, half hair. किसके साथ बोलूं इसकी? So samskar, we must have a cultured presentation of ourselves in a society. Then third, Vedabhyasi bhavet vipraha. Then one has to study the scriptures. And for studying the scriptures, one has to start going to satsanga. Then satsanga is also different types. If we have this notion that if I go to satsang, my wife will start listening to me, then you have come to a wrong place. See? Then you will have to listen to her. Because she also heard. Therefore, do not have any kind of burden, worries about this world. Enough is enough. We have to draw a line in our life. Thus far, not further. This is the third stage in our life, what we call Vanaprasthashram. So, Brahmacharya ashram, you have to study, make yourself capable, and become fit to live in the society, earn your bread and butter, help the society, help your parents. For that, you have to study the first part of your life. Then the second part is we all have desires. There is nothing wrong in having desires. But the desire should be fulfilled in a proper manner. I have a desire to go fast, but there is a traffic jam. But the other side, the road is open. I can go that way. No. So, for that, Grihastha ashram is there. So, get married, have children, have house, have property, everything you have. Nothing wrong in that. But how long you are going to be in this? Therefore, one simple principle we have to remember. When a child is born, only the child grows. Parents never grow. See? And then they get involved unnecessarily in the lives of their children. And from there, the real entry in Vedanta comes. Swamiji, I am fed up of my daughter-in-law. Come to Vedanta. In Bombay, I had a talk somewhere. First day introduction. And after my talk was over, one lady came, round figure, a Sindhi lady. Sindhis are well fed. See? They are not fed up, well fed. So she came, and after my talk, when I got down, she said, Swamiji, your talk was so wonderful, perfectly fit for my daughter-in-law. So you please come to our house and tell her. I said, hey Mahamaya, you came, I did not ask you. You heard. When you came, you heard. It has no impact on you. Your daughter-in-law who doesn't want to listen, will she have impact on her? Therefore, Vedanta is not looking outside. Vedanta is kastvam koham kutamāyātah kāme janane kome tātah iti paribhavaya sarvamasaram vishvam tyaktva sapna vicharam bhaja govindam bhaja govindam. Now enough of this world. Not out of frustration. See, if we are leading the life of dharma, get in and land anywhere. Come this side. Now you can't sleep. Sit here. Sit here. So, when we interact in life, there are two ways of withdrawal. One way of withdrawal is through depression. Second way of withdrawal is through dispassion. In both the cases, symptoms are the same, withdrawal. But if we have lived the brahmacharya ashram study, etc. properly, then grihastha ashram, wonderful family, thereafter the third stage. What is the third stage? When the shoes of the father are taken away by the son by mistake, then he is no more your son, he is your friend. Thereafter, the third stage comes. If we have lived this thing, then what next? See? It is natural that our mind will start withdrawing after some time. I tell you, when initially, many years before, I used to go to various places for talks. So there used to be always a program, seeing the local places. Here also, when I came to Australia, Melbourne, first time, Swamiji took me to show the kangaroos. We drove for more than, I think, 1 or 2 hours. And there, not a single kangaroo. So they have shown me the rats. Rama. See? Now I see kangaroo everywhere. Human mind cannot remain attracted towards the same thing for a longer period of time. When this happens through understanding and wisdom, it is dispassion. And the same thing happens out of frustration. I have done so much for my children, but they don't listen to me. Swamiji, kya kare? Dispassion happens when discrimination is mature. Like when a fruit is on the tree, mango for example, it will be hanging over there. How long? Till it is ripe. When it is ripe, it naturally detaches and falls. Dispassion is withdrawal through wisdom and understanding. Depression is, I don't know what to do, I'm so frustrated. Then such people come to us. They are a challenge for us. When we look at them, therefore, friends, be very clear. We have to withdraw from this world before somebody has to tell us, go. It is so important. And if we don't understand, we get into frustration. We come across many elderly people. Everything is good, but frustrated up to bone marrow. What is the depth of frustration you can see? If you take out their bone marrow, frustration will come out. See, friends. Therefore, dharmate birati. If you are dispassionate, then only you can think of something higher in life. And for that, we will have to analyze and learn from our day-to-day experiences. Normally, when we talk about Vedanta, then the same thing, you should study Upanishad, you should go here, this is okay. But in our day-to-day life, if you take this approach, every experience of our life is our guru if we learn from that experience. When Upanishad says, Tad Vijnanatham Guru Mevami Gachet, Samit Panihi Shrotriyam Brahmanishtam, meaning what? If we are learning from our every experience, that Guru is born in our heart. Then a real Vedanta student is born. Therefore, when the dispassion happens, worldly things do not bother us. This world has always been like this. There is nothing new ever happened in this world. But what we feel, my son's marriage, Swami, as if this is the first time a son got married on the planet. Get so much lost in that. Therefore, again and again, remember this thing. All the events are okay in their own place. Don't get involved beyond limits. Therefore, when dispassion happens, then you start learning from every experience. Now, what are the experiences we go through? We go through the experience. The happy experiences we forget. The miserable experiences we remember. See? Today we went somewhere for lunch. God has blessed me. I forget everything. And I said, yeah, how come, where you are not staying here? No, Swami, you came 2-3 times here. You had satsang. I said, no, it can't be. See? But if some bad experience, that you remember. I said, I remember you at that house when I came there, and when I was going through, it was raining, and because of my weight or the soil, I slipped and fell down. That I remember. See, why we remember bad events in our life? We don't remember good events. Good events have no wound on our mind. Bad events have wound on our mind. And if we learn from that bad event, it will be the first stepping stone on the spiritual path. Friends, it's so important. Now, for example, we get sometime something like, the other day when I was in Rhode Island, I had terrible toothache. While talking also, I used to put my hand here and talk because it was very painful. So one of the person, he said, Swamiji, why are you doing like this? I said, style. He said, Swamiji, please, are you having pain? I said, yes, there's a toothache. Then they took me to the dentist. Now see, if I take that pain as a punishment or a misfortune, I will start blaming everybody. And I will seek sympathy from the world. I am so unfortunate. People have got wives, children. I don't have anything. Therefore, when that pain was there, it was not to torture me, but to tell me, hey, something is wrong. Go to the dentist. See, friends, in short, every pain in our life is a reminder to tell us. This is enough. Now, change the direction of your life. Presently, our direction is dogward. You have dog in this house? Poor dog. So instead of our life going dogward, let it go Godward. And that can happen when something happens, like when I got a pain over here, then I knew something is wrong, then I went to the doctor and got it corrected. This is at the body level. Now we have problems even at the mind level. See? What is the problem of mind level? Mind level problems are, I never expected my son will do like this thing. One of my friend in US, California, I used to stay with them. So his one daughter and son, very sweet, very intelligent. And both of them finished. One from MIT did his doctorate in something. Daughter also did IT course and got job very well settled. So as a typical Indian, I asked, I said, hey, what about the marriage of your children? Swamiji, if I get a WhatsApp or a email, Dad, we are having our marriage in such and such place. If you get time, please drop in. If we get a message like that, we will feel we are lucky. See? As if it has to happen exactly that way happen. Then we feel bad. See, back home, it is like that. Now here, don't have any kind of expectations from anybody, including God. We have to live our life. We have to die our death. We have to practice our spiritual life. Physical things we easily understand. See? Therefore, there is one shlok which I referred number of times. That is my very, very loving shlok. I like it very much. First, Uttama Sahajavastha. The best is you are at home, at peace, everywhere, in every situation, every time. You are at home. Uttama Sahajavastha. Second is Madhyama Dhyana Dharana. The second type is, we get up early in the morning and then go to sleep. Meditation, meditation. Don't waste your time in meditation. Because what for you want to do meditation? For happiness, is it not? But do you get? No, I got headache. And then there is a competition. Swamiji, do you do meditation? Why? No, I can sit for half an hour. I want to know how much you can sit. I said in our India, buffaloes sit 1 hour, 8 hours on the highway. And when the trucks come, they don't get disturbed. They look at the driver, so what? You people sit with all pillow here, pillow there, pillow up. Eh? And if a mosquito comes, you get disturbed. Meditation. Friends, don't waste your time in that. By one simple statement, I can explain you this. Meditation is never done. For that, you have to find out where actions are involved. If you are doing meditation, that means it is an action. Now, this you will understand better with other word. Love. Love can be a verb, it can be a noun. When a girl loves a boy, so what she will say, Swamiji, I love him. So that time love is a verb, is it not? And the mother also loves her child. So that time love is a verb or an experience. See? Same way, meditation, when we do, like when the boy and the girl, when they love each other, they fall. That's what the statement is. We have fallen in love, or get up. And that fall is called as marriage. See? From the sublime to the ridiculous. See, friends, because it is action. Have you ever heard a mother has fallen because of her love for the child? No, she rises. And mother's love never ends. It is eternal because it is not created. When a first timer, she is carrying the baby, everybody will tell 101 instruction to that poor girl. Nobody tells her, hey, you have to love your child. Many of your mothers. Were you ever told by your parents or mother or mother-in-law, hey, you have to love your child? No, it happens. See, exactly the same way. When you do meditation, you will fall in meditation. Then we have to live in meditation 24/7. Because when you do anything, it begins and ends. Like I am giving you lecture. So it began, it will end. Thank God. Same thing happens with meditation. Those who do meditation, they are doing meditation. And this I experienced in Portugal. There was one international yoga conference. I was called there. And then that local Babaji, he has written Jagat Guru. Anybody can write Jagat Guru. Who can challenge it? So he was a local Portugal person, very nice person. And then he took us to one holy place, their local holy place, a big garden. And that garden was rocks, shrubs, no flowers, no shade, no nothing, just raw. And he said, this is a holy place. Here all the great Mahatmas do meditation. We will all do meditation there. Come. So we, the whole lot, 30, 40 of us went there. 12 o'clock, the sun was in his full glory. And then he said, now please sit down, everybody. Now he took out, that bell which you have before the god, turn, 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 that bell. He took out the bell from his pocket. I will ring the bell. You start your meditation. Depending upon where you are. Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayam, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyan, Samadhi. From there onward, you start your meditation. And again, when I ring the bell, stop meditation. So all the people were sitting here and there. I could not sit. So I was standing near a stone, trying to get some shade of some shrub. I enjoy my life. I am here born to celebrate, not calibrate. So the Ganti went 10, 10, 10, 10, everybody said. And I was enjoying each of them. Because that Babaji was looking that same. And what is meditation? When the next bell will go. That which begins has an end. Therefore, half an hour meditation, rest of the day frustration. We have to live in meditation 24/7. Because meditation is not an action, it is an experience. Now, for this, we go through 4 experiences of life: waking, dream, deep sleep, samadhi. Do we do waking? We are in the waking, and then we do the things in life. Then, do we do dreaming? No. We cannot decide, tonight I am going to have a good dream. No. So, we are in the dream, and then we go through good and bad experiences. Do we do sleeping? No. Sleep happens. Try to snore now. You cannot. Why? You are not sleeping, hopefully. See. Then why we snore? Because sleep has happened. It is not done. So, waking is not done, dream is not done, deep sleep is not done. Then why do meditation? Now, what is the meaning? See, waking is limited to the waking experiences. In the waking experience, I am a king and ruling the whole world. In the dream experience, I am a beggar and being tortured everywhere. In the deep sleep, I have become insane and just sleeping. So, waking is limited to waking experience, dream is limited to dream experience, deep sleep is limited to deep sleep experience, but meditation permeates in and through waking, dream, and deep sleep. And it is not done. It is only to be recognized. You don't have to do anything. Then how to recognize? Again, analyze your own experiences. So, one experiment we will do. See? One statement, every one of us makes some time or the other. The statement is, then you find out the answer. The statement is, I had good sleep, but in between I had bad experience, bad dreams. Who makes this statement? I had good sleep, but in between I had bad dreams. Who make this statement? Like eyes do not see, eyes are only the instrument of seeing. Eyes don't see. Like my glasses are not looking at you. There is something, somebody, the vision. The eyes are not seeing. There is something behind the eyes, the mind. The like the eyes only sees colors and forms, exactly the mind also illuminates only joy and sorrows. Instrument of experience doesn't get the experience. See? Oh God. Then you tell me, work hard, but it's very difficult now. No, no. Let us have bhajan. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Vedanta. Nayamatma balahine labhya. Those who get tired of inquiry, those who are unable to learn from their own experiences of life, even if Sakshat Bhagwan comes, he will fail. He cannot teach. Vedanta sadhana is we have to learn from every single experience of our life. So now find out who makes this statement. The waker cannot make the statement that I had a good sleep because he was not in the sleep. The waker cannot make a statement that I had a bad dream because he was not in the dream. The dreamer also cannot make a statement that I had a good sleep because the one who is talking hopefully is awake. Think, friends, who makes this statement? If somebody is not body and mind, he will not talk. यतो वाचो निवर्तन्ते अप्राप्य मनसा सह. Friends, the more you reflect on this, then you will come to know this statement is made by the one who is present in the waking without becoming a waker, who was present in the dream without becoming a dreamer, who was present in the deep sleep without going to sleep. See? सर्वस्य चाहम हृदि सन्निविष्टः मत्तः स्मृति ज्ञानम अपोहनंच. 4. I support waking, dream, deep sleep and samadhi. Therefore, sarvaihi vedaihi ahameva vedyah. This aham has to be recognized. Vedya, worthy of recognition. See? How can you show this reality to anybody? You have to be yourself. And that can happen only if we take this understanding of Vedanta. Try this. I know you will never do it, but I am not tired of telling it. Make a nice notebook and write. Every day, learn one thing. Don't write a thesis. When I got up, I went to bathroom, there was no water, then what should I do? What you have learned. So I learned this thing one day, second day, third day. By the time you complete 1 year, you would have learned 365 things. And after that also, if you do not grow wise, you will grow old and otherwise. See, those who learn from every experience of their life, they grow wise. Those who do not learn, they grow old and otherwise. Old otherwise people are the mobile complaint boxes. They can complain about anything. If there is nothing to complain, God is all pervading. Why did you create this world? That is why God doesn't talk to us. We only complain. Hey, friends. Therefore, when we are interacting with the world, I am telling you the process of learning. When we interact with the world, what for we interact? Or in other words, whatever we do, what for we do? All our participation in the world or withdrawal from the world, both, is aimed at we are seeking happiness. See? Most of you are married, is it not? Now tell me, who of you got married to become miserable? Further question I am not asking. Don't worry. See? There was a father, the normal father, not the religious father. So he told his son, my dear son, congratulations on the happiest day of your life. The son said, Dad, you are so forgetful. What happened, son? My marriage is tomorrow, not today. He said, that is why I told you. This is the happiest day. From tomorrow onward, God may bless you. See, friends, whatever we are doing in our life or not doing is only seeking happiness. Those who seek happiness, they have declared bankruptcy of happiness. See? Whatever we do, only seeking happiness. Stop that. Then discover happiness. What is the meaning of discovery? Something is already there, but it is covered by something. In discovery, there is no creation. Existing things are revealed. See? Like Newtonananda Maharaj. Has he created the law of gravity? He might have created the father-in-law, mother-in-law, but not the law of gravity. Then what has happened? He has only discovered. Imagine if I was with Newton and we went and we saw the apple falling down. What I would have done? Take it. What can I do? But he saw something different because he discovered. And who can discover? Be attentive. He who is not indulgent and he who is not seeking happiness. You have to discover happiness. And this happiness can be discovered only by one technique. Analyze your experiences and learn. Now, for example, I like in the morning when I get up, I like to have my cup of tea. My cup of tea, underline my. When I make my cup of tea, then I really enjoy. When they make the cup of tea, they enjoy. They suffer. See? So when I make my cup of tea, I'm so happy. But sometimes it happens either the kettle is not there or the tea leaves are not there, and then I get see, you know how miserable, disturb around that. See? Now I cannot deny that when I get a cup of tea, I am happy. Now understand. If happiness was coming to me through the tea leaves, everybody should have been happy with a cup of tea. But does it happen? Like fire has a burning potentiality, so anybody touches the fire gets burned because that burning power is inherent in the fire. In the same manner, if happiness is inherent in the cup of tea, everybody should have been happy, but it doesn't happen. Then further go. But I can't deny my happiness. I do enjoy. Now find out. Then we come to know when I want a cup of tea, that time what is the state of my mind? It is agitated by the desire of a cup of tea. So disturbed mind is misery. And the disturbance came from because I want something. And when I get a cup of tea, my want is fulfilled, meaning the desire is subsided. Therefore, what is Vedanta? Desire free experience is God realization. Then how to live in this world? जो थारी राय सो मारी राय. See, friends, how many expectations we have got from everything. See, we should be like water, not like ice cubes, a very strong personality. See? Once I was in US and one mother used to bring food for me. And she had a son. He was also that day when he came, he was crying constantly. And she was making the things hot and giving me. So I thought, she give him one, but I had to take food. So what to do? Then I wanted to change his direction of thinking. I said, hey, see these ice cubes, I want to put them in this jar, but they are not going here. What should I do? Should I break the jar and put into that? In that crying also he laughed. Not like that. Very good. I wanted to break. He is crying mode. Then what I had to do? Don't do anything. Then just put it there. But how they will go in? You don't understand. Tell me. After some time, the ice will melt and they will be comfortable. I said, Guru Maharaj, Dhanyo. You dissolve your personality, you are divine. We do this. When we go to sleep, who are we? Mother, father, brother, man, wife, rich, poor, Aussies, Indians, ITs, UTs. Who are we? We are nobody. So what is Vedanta? Sleep. Aha. See, friends, only we have to learn this. We have only given undue importance to the things and beings in this world. To whatever we have given importance, that becomes the cause of disturbance and misery. That is called as desire. When you are going through a nice plain road, you don't feel even that you are running on the road. But if the road is Exactly the same way. When our mind is at peace, but not sleeping. Now, that experience you cannot speak of. Your all eyes are open. You are seeing me as well as other things. Is your mind reacting? No. That is our natural state. Like the vision sees all colors and forms but doesn't react. Exactly the same way. When the mind stops reacting. And what is the reaction? Reaction is we have given undue importance to anything, drop that. And not only that, we have given undue importance to something and we want to impose our views on others. See? Like the parents, they can get up early morning because old. Anyway, whole night they were not sleeping, therefore to get up early is not a problem. Now the children are young, dynamic, they keep awake up to 2 o'clock watching the various terrible HOB movies, how. And therefore, when they get up late, these elderly people, they are jealous. वो सो रहे हैं, हमको नहीं उठाओ. See, friends, let them live their life. You have destroyed your life. Let them destroy their life. No, but we want to help them in destruction. Friends, once you take this clear understanding that samsara is functioning under the influence of the desires. So, what is Vedanta? If you go for Vedanta Satsanga and you imagine, if I go and listen, my son will get married and my wife will be listening to me, you have come to a wrong place. Desire fulfillment is not the criteria of Vedanta Satsanga. It is something like what, you go to a gym. Who are you? Fracture in the leg and spondylosis. And then you tell that weightlifting fellow, teach me that. They will say, you sit down, I will do it for you. Therefore, remove this from your head. Spiritual life means fulfillment of desires. You read all the stotras. What is the end? Towards the end, Phalashruti, the dhanarthi labhet dhanam, putrarthi labhet putra, and moksharthi labhet moksha. This is how we all go to the temple and everywhere. What is the thing? Only one thing. There are two places where there are beggars. Outside the temple, inside the temple. See? And this is how the length of the namaskar depends on the list of the items. They'll do namaskar. Forgotten. Again, second one. See? Once this also I told in my talks. I go to Shirdi Sai Baba sometime whenever there is a possibility. Now, because all of them know me, so I don't have to stand in the queue. I go quickly. They take me rather. And then thereafter they will be giving me the garland and then they coconut, and I do namaskar and go. Maximum say 10 seconds or less than that. Now, some Kamandalu is with always. So, after we went, he said, Swamiji, you finish your namaskar so quickly. They push us and they don't allow us to wait. And they don't ask you to go, but you go yourself. Why? I said, do you know, the length of the namaskar prayer is directly proportionate to the desires. Do you mean you don't have desire? You don't ask anything? I said, yes, I did ask. What is that? I said, अंदर की बात है. No, tell us. I said, I'll tell you, provided you ask the same thing and nothing else. They agreed. I said, I have asked him one thing. Let there be no hatred, bitterness towards anything, anybody, anytime, even in a dream, even for fun, or even by mistake. Ask this. See, friends, that mind which carries this cancer of bitterness, the divine doesn't descend. You don't have to see God. Let Him express through us. Okay? You have brought the land. Have you brought the space on the land? And where are you staying? In the space or on the walls? There is my wall. No. Don't bring space. Space is already there. See? Like your bags when you fill it. The bags are filled with so many unwanted things. And then there is no space. So, like we added the contents in the bag, can we add the space? You cannot. The only way is empty something, space is already there. Exactly the same thing. You are divine. But that divinity space, Chidakasha, is filled with desires. Remove the desires, the divine will express. Like when we remove the content from the suitcase, the space is already there. Friends, this example is easy to understand. Remove the content from the suitcase, space is already there. What are the contents in our heart? Because of which the divinity is covered is desires. How simple it is. Any desire. There is nothing like good desire, bad desire. Like somebody is tied down with a steel chain. The other person is tied down with a golden chain. Come on, doesn't matter. You are tied down. There is nothing like good desire, bad desire. Again and again recognize this. And therefore, lesser the desire we entertain, to that extent, the divinity will start expressing through us. More the content you remove from your suitcase, more space will be available. And ultimately, when you remove all the content from the suitcase, the total space is available. In the same manner, when we remove all the desires, expectations from things and beings, the divine will be expressing. And what is the expression of the divinity? Happiness. Therefore, don't struggle to get something and fulfill your desire. It will never happen. Rise above this. And for that, we don't have to do anything. It's very simple. Do not be obsessed with anything. Therefore, living at zero complaint level, no complaints. No complaints means no desire. What is the complaint? Oh, so many people and such a. If there is a big hall, more people, do you think they were listening? That they are not listening? No, they also don't listen, they also don't listen. Dinner is there, no? That's all. See, friends, the day you live on this foundation, you can never be miserable in life. One person asked me this question somewhere on the airport. Youngster, Swamiji, I am your fan. How come you are here? I said, look here. First of all, be cool. If you are my fan, keep moving. And how come I am here? By default. No, my question is, you go around and talk on Vedanta, but the people don't change, they are the same. Don't you feel miserable? I said, do you know? I don't want them to change. They should continue to be miserable. Then only my market is maintained. Do you know the prayers of the doctors? Sarve bhavantu roginah. You can see any doctor. When they see healthy person coming, hey, healthy kahega. And if somebody frustrated comes, aa gaya bakra, better. See, friends, the day you understand these basic things in life, then we are here to express happiness, not to seek happiness. Don't try to make anybody happy. These are my two strong principles. Don't try to make anybody happy. Don't try to, you need not make anybody miserable because they are self-sufficient. Now, as regard happiness, why we should not try to make others happy? We belong to democracy. We have every right to be miserable. Continue. Friends, God has failed to make us happy, and this miserable me want to make others happy. If you remain cheerful and happy, that contagion of happiness will naturally spread like the magnetic field of a magnet attracts similar kind. The magnet doesn't attract glass or aluminium, only that kind. See, friends. Therefore, Vedanta is not to be spoken, not to be told to others, but to be lived by us 24/7. Otherwise, it becomes only pravachan. Upanishad very clearly tells, Nayamatma pravachanena labhyaha na medhaya na bahuna shrutena yamai vesha vrunute tena labhyaha tasesha atma vivrunate tanum swam. Ayamatma pravachanena givena na labhya. By giving the pravachan, nothing happens. See, the only way is live happily, that's all. Don't try to make others happy. You be happy. That doesn't mean our happiness should be a burden to others. Somebody died. Mar gaya? Arre? That is not the way. You do Karnataka. Wherever you are, whenever, whatever you are, you play your role perfectly. But after the role is over, change the costume and come back to the normal. Don't carry that load. One of my old friends is no more now. That time I was young. He took me, Swamiji, one of my friend died, please come with us. Okay. We are master ki fit everywhere. When somebody dies, we go. When somebody doesn't die, we go. Swamiji, kuch karo. So I went and the dead body was lying there. So like everybody, one night she sat there. Hey, Swamiji, talk something on Bhagavad Gita. I said, he is not listening. We have come for him, is it not? Not for you. So there is no point in talking. Then we came out. And then we are going. After that, I had to go to some birthday party of a child. So when we went there, the moment I entered, they put, that conical cap and everything and happy birthday. He came, Swamiji, you came from there. People are dying and you are celebrating birthday party. See? Because somebody died, should we bring that misery in this cheerful group of kids? Then both the places, drama. You go to the dead place, you come over here, ha ha hoo hoo, happy birthday to you. And then you go and sit in the car, drive. Don't become happy birthday, cool. Slowly you will know the whole spiritual practice according to Vedanta is Karnataka. Rama Leela, Krishna Leela. Leela means what? Drama. Everything appears happening, but nothing is happening. Like this is our Satsanga Leela. As if they are listening. And when I know this is a Leela, I will not become miserable. I know it's a Leela. But if I become miserable, oh, मैं गले फाड़ फाड़ के बोल रहा हूँ, you don't change yourself. Therefore, real Vedanti is the one who is never miserable. He makes the miseries miserable. But you must have seen Babaji like us all the time, Gambhirananda. क्या हो गया? I don't know, yeah, since I am realized I am like this thing. Better to be an average person than to be realized and serious. See, why this thing comes, we want to prove something to someone, somewhere. Don't try to prove anything to anybody. Be yourself. This particularly happens, many people who walk the spiritual path, they try to prove holier than thou. They are called as professional satsangi. One professional satsangi in Vrindavan, she met me there. I was probably in some temple or like that. She saw me, So I had to talk something. I said, Mama, you came alone. What about your husband and son? They didn't come. Swamiji, what to tell you? My son is very tamoguni. My husband is very rajoguni. Mama, what about you? I am sattvaguni. These are the spiritual abuses. Because it has gone in their head that sattva is good, rajas is bad, and tamo is worse. No. Everything is necessary in life. When you go to the bed, if you cannot invoke the tamoguna, you cannot go to sleep. And if you want to wake up, you have to invoke the rajoguna, then you can wake up. That is spiritual life. Don't condemn anything in this world. Everything is necessary. When this becomes our stand in life, then we are practicing Vedanta. Otherwise, see you next year. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.